This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be all right. Albert Figueroa back here with Connecting the Dots Network. This is a flashback Thursday with Cool and the Gang. And here's that cool part. This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be all right. Hey, right here next to me on my left to your right, this is Alyssa Wolf. Let's give her a round of applause. Oh, this is Ladies' Night today. Alyssa Wolf is an award-winning recruiter with over 10 years of successful recruiting experience for two of the top international professional staffing firms specializing in accounting, finance, and IT technology. Alyssa is recognized for building trust, transparency, and demonstrating a perspective ability to bring employers and candidates together to a win-win combination, with the end goal to ensure all parties have a positive and productive experience throughout the process. Alyssa Wolf brings a winning blend of talent, experience, and a proven results of each search. Once again, let's give it a round of applause for Alyssa.
Thank you.
Give us some love, girl. This is
You
what it's
got
all
it.
about.
All the time.
The Figueroas love you so much, and thank you for being on our show. This is your first time being on
It
here.
is my first time.
So, Alyssa, tell us about it. Who are you, and what do you do?
Well, I guess I got recruited into recruiting over 10 years ago, and I guess by accident or on purpose or destiny, whatever you want to call it, discovered that I really had an innate passion for bringing people together. And so I started work with a professional staffing organization back in the Bay Area.
Okay.
And doing temporary and temp to hire positions, and kept going. And in 2008, I made an effort to go out on my own and had just an amazing contract recruiting experience with a startup in Santa Clara. And unfortunately, we all kind of know what happened in 2008.
Oh, yeah.
And the
A lot
venture
of us do.
capitalists got very nervous and very, tight with the checkbook. So, when a startup isn't hiring, a contract recruiter becomes irrelevant very fast. But no regrets. It was truly an amazing experience recruiting for software engineers, regional sales managers, directors of customer support engineering, but made my way to Fresno 4 years ago. And I'm kind of skipping ahead here, but
I like it. Fast forward. This is good.
But I've been here in Fresno now for 4 years. I've really loved it. It was really an awakening because you come from Silicon Valley and very tech focused and all of that, and it was just a tremendous awakening into agriculture and into industries that I had not been exposed to on just a global scale.
That's real.
That
is real.
It's frustrating because, and I'll try to keep this from becoming political, but we really are the breadbasket of the world.
Yes.
And
that we are.
And
Tell it like
our
it is.
farmers and our business owners who work tirelessly to provide food in the form of fruit, nuts, you name it. And so it's been exciting in that regard. And so now last year I took the plunge and decided to go out on my own.
Yes, that there is it. Jump in and swim.
And I really, having worked through the downturn and really been on the front lines of what was excruciating for too many millions of people, I want to give, I'd feel remiss if I didn't vocalize that. Try not to pay too much attention to the negative of what you hear from the media. And I don't mean put on rose-colored glasses and pretend like everything's great, but it's important that as communities out there, whether here in Fresno or across the nation, it is essential that you understand that the job market is improving. It may not seem like it, but it is.
Yes.
And so my practice, where it differs from what I used to do, is I was doing temporary to hire staffing. I do strictly direct placement now. I work closely with small to mid-size, although I have two active searches going on with a sizable company in the South Fresno area.
Okay.
That I'll say more about in a moment. But I'm a strategic resource. I'm a variable resource in that You don't have to pay benefits to me. I'm not an employee. But I can come in tactically to help you with whatever facet of your hiring process demands the greatest attention. I've had occasions in projects where a client had the front end of his hiring process down. He knew how he wanted to do it, but where he wanted my help was to sit in on the actual interview.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that is cool.
Isn't that
so
cool?
You know the questions to ask.
And to be kind of an objective resource coming in, kind of a third party,
yes,
and just offer my point of view. But he's driving the ship. In other occasions, I'm absolutely the best and right resource if you want somebody, an expert, to come in and be that full hiring life cycle expert. If you're a business owner, truly, is your time better spent closest to revenue or culling resumes? And that's where I can buy back your time as a business owner. So you put the heavy lifting on me. I bring only the very best candidates to you as a business owner or organization. You have full control. I'm not going to make the decision on who you hire. You are. But you're getting the benefit of time saved, staying focused on your core business, running your business, and yet you get to consider the best of the best. And I do that by networking closely with candidates who are currently working elsewhere and yet presenting those candidates for the opportunities that, are appropriate.
Oh, this is good. This is good. Did you hear her, folks? She owned the camera. That's what she owned it. She just told it like it is. And do you feel her passion in her heart? Yeah. I mean, how it just pours out? Well, when somebody has a passion, what you just witnessed is somebody with passion.
Thank you.
And you are definitely, no wonder why you're an award-winning recruiter, girl.
Well, thank you. I thank you. I really appreciate that. I think the best example of what truly feeds me. Now, granted, this is how I make my living. I'm a commission only. I don't get paid until I deliver results.
That's it. And
I guarantee my results, by the way.
Yes.
I'm a sole proprietor, but I guarantee my results. And the best example of, though, what drives me and motivates me, I placed a senior accountant for a public accounting firm last October. I sourced the candidate in record time. Typically, searches of that nature take at least 14 weeks. I did it in 8.
Woo! Yes.
And so now let's fast forward to tax season. Through tax season, I received a text from a senior partner of the firm who said, I've been doing taxes for over 33 years. This was by far the best tax season we've ever had, and it's due to the person that you brought to us. And that's not an easy thing to do. And it's essential, and I think this is the other part that I want to communicate is, yes, the employers who hire me are the ones who pay my fees. However, if I don't place equal priority on understanding what matters most to you as a professional candidate, I won't end up creating the best match. And so when I sit down with the candidate, the first thing I want to understand is what matters to you. If you're going to even contemplate the possibility of making a strategic transition, why would you do that? What will the equation need to look like in order for you to entertain that possibility?
That's real.
Because here's the other thing, and business owners, you probably know this, but just in case, one of the greatest risks you face is not necessarily another company hiring that candidate, but the careful qualification of that candidate with their current employer. Future employers, the risk, if you will, is with the counteroffer. And so part of my job, a key part of my job, is to have a very in-depth conversation with each candidate to say, okay, so when the counteroffer comes, what are you saying? And in some cases, they haven't even gone there. And so I have to, rewind the tape and say, okay, so let's go through that.
Yes.
And understand, have you had a conversation with your hiring manager? Because if a resolution can take place between that candidate and their current employer,
Yep.
happily, then let's not try and recruit someone away if they can already be happy here.
Hello. Hello. Eat your pieces of the pie together.
You know, it really is it's a fascinating process, because on the flip side of that equation, I think the recent statistic is for those candidates that went through an interview process with a prospective employer, but were later presented a counteroffer with their current employer, I think it's as high as 93%.
93%.
Within 18 months, were no longer with that employer.
Ooh, these are the statistics.
So there's so much psychology. You know, the families get involved.
Yes.
So, you know, and we don't get to have the conversation with the candidate's family.
Oh, you got so much information.
So,
Gosh,
so you know, there's just, you know,
We gotta wrap it up.
yep, it's a breadbasket. So I'm getting the time signal. But,
Exactly.
but
I'm telling you,
so
I'm here
much.
to get the cue. Hey, hold on, we're getting there. Hey,
Woo!
we're running out of time. No, I'm kidding. Alyssa, this is great information. Ladies, agree out there? This is great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
From the Figaro's, our hearts to yours.
Likewise.
And if there's any way that we can get in contact with Alyssa, your information's on this board right up here.
It is indeed.
And how do they get in contact with you?
I have a toll-free number, 877-589-9441. That goes directly to my cell phone, by the way. So you're not going into some empty voice box somewhere. That comes directly to me. You can also email me, and I have to chuckle, I misspelled my own name. I want you to use my nickname. It's Elissa, ELISSA, at wolfrecruiting.com.
Such a cool last name.
Thank you.
I love the background to go with your Alyssa Wolf there. Look at that. Folks, this is Alyssa Wolf, award-winning recruiter of over 10 years, living here in Fresno.
Yes, sir.
And she's here to go out there and pay it forward by connecting the dots and putting it all together for employees to help everybody grow, win-win. Right?
There you go. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Hit that music, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back. Alyssa and Albert Figueroa right here with Connecting the Dots Network. I'm forgetting my name now. Let's see how this works.